having that base available, but Terran doesn't get a third gas is, pretty ideal for PvT. But yeah, with that, it looks like both our players are ready to go, folks. So let's go ahead and jump into game number 1, XuanXuan versus QiaoGege. Okay, spawning top left side of Knockout as the blue Protoss, we have QiaoGege.
And as the red Terran, we've got XuanXuan. So, PvT. First one.
PvT. Yeah, I'm going to definitely be picking your brain here, Mazur, as I have a soft Zerg brain and I know nothing about what I'm witnessing right now.
First of all, we've got an 7 SCV on the middle, probably 2 counter, any potential Nexus first.
Okay, yeah, I gotta say, I don't see this. Well, I can't remember the last time I saw this TVP, but how is this supposed to go? How would if this went ideal for Terran, what is he hoping to accomplish?
Deny, because we've got a gateway start, but if the Protoss player would go for a Nexus first, then probably it would end up with 5 Marines, 2 SCVs near the Nexus, when there is maximum 1 Zealot. So denied, potentially even killed. The Protoss getting denied Nexus and potentially even killed, right? So depending on how much would the Terran player dedicate to attack. But looking at this, it's a little bit more difficult. Though saying that, current meta is 19. Quite often is 19 Nexus. So we've got a delayed range goon range and a little bit delayed goon itself. So this can be still very powerful.
I see. At least it looks like QiaoGege going to get last scout, so he won't really know exactly what he's up against until the very last second here. Do you think there still is a chance here for XuanXuan to do some big damage with this?
Depending if XuanXuan will go with a Nexus now. Because if he will decide to go for a Nexus, but due to the fact that he scouted him last, it's very low likelihood. Oh, we see a probe going somewhere. A second probe scouting. Just checking what's happening. So there is a chance.
He denied the vision. Yeah. The probe didn't see until the very last second these Marines move up. That's crazy.
Look. I think last week Bonyth lost to something similar, right?
Wow. Yeah, I think you're right. Probes move down the ramp though. Great probe drilling here from QiaoGege. One Marine does fall, but not before so many probes have fallen. The Dragoon is out, but now it's going to be trapped outside the base. I lied. It got back into the main.
But it's got
the bunker is up. Wow.
7 HP. And look at the probe to SCV count.
Oh my gosh. Could you believe it? I never saw this coming. Not in a million years.
Bunker.
Probe's being pulled off the line again. At least there's a second Dragoon. That first Dragoon's still alive somehow. Pylon has fallen. That means no more Dragoons potential here for Mazur. Wow, this is an incredible game. Ooh, good focus firing though from the Dragoons, picking off the weak Marines. Almost every SCV has fallen. If this bunker gets up though, it's in range of the Nexus. GG's called. XuanXuan takes game number 1.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm surprised how well it went.
Yeah.
Really good. Okay, now I'm a little bit afraid of what I will be facing on ladder starting from tomorrow.
Yeah, everybody in this chat here is gonna start BBSing versus Protoss. I'm pretty sure.
Because like I said, the current meta is quite often 19 CC, 19 Nexus. So you have the late range, the late goon. So it's easy to die to that.
Sure. Yeah, if you take enough risks. It was also last scout from XuanXuan, right? Like, so many things had to go right for QiaoGege to end up, or for XuanXuan to end up getting that first win there. Man, if you're QiaoGege, you got to be kicking yourself a little bit. I think I would be quite mad to put it lightly after that game.
If I would face that, the number of F-bombs that I would drop would be freaking amazing.
Oh yeah, I would be smashing keyboards. You know, my neighbors would be calling the cops on me. It would be bad.
Yeah.
Especially in if it's for the BSL. Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay, let's move to the next game. I think we're ready. The next map will be Metropolis.
Okay.
So,
spawning
go
top
on.
left side of Metropolis, currently up 1-0, feeling really happy with his previous game. It is XuanXuan.
And on the opposite side of the map, cross map, we got the blue Protoss. So QiaoGege being currently 0-1 against his opponent.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's probably hit his desk a few times between the previous game and now. Meanwhile, XuanXuan's probably got a very big banana grin on his face. He's feeling like he deserves to be here. He's the better player after the last game.
Machine. Not every player is as we are. So raging, complaining, F-bombing. Some people are normal. And okay, I lost.
Wait, you think StarCraft players are normal?
My definition, due to the fact that I play StarCraft, my definition of normal is way off. But in the space of Broodwar, there are the type of people that are complaining about map hack each game, about lag each game, cheating each game. So you have different spectrums.
That's true. There are different spectrums of Broodwar player, but yeah, definitely no Broodwar player is normal. That's for sure. Well, unfortunately, we don't have two barracks in the center of the map to start Game 2 off here from XuanXuan. It looks like it's going to be just a standard one racks refinery, likely into a factory here. Meanwhile, QiaoGege has that first gateway up. I think I would make the Zealot after Game 1, especially. I think there's probably, but maybe not. Maybe QiaoGege is not put off by what happened Game number 1 here. Yeah.
I like the placement of the supplies. Now, in case of a Zealot rush, the Terran player can move in 2 or 3 even places between the supplies and barracks just to avoid being hit by the potential Zealot.
What about if you made factories at the top side of this base? Would those depots kind of block tanks and things though from getting through, or no?
Yeah, but you never do factories there because you usually in gateways and factories usually you try to build them the closest to the ramp, right? That's you need to be in terms. Okay, ZZZero has each and every time an expansion, every matchup, almost every except ZVZ. But in terms of ZVT, ZVP, you only have an expansion. But for Protoss and Terran players, you need to be close to your cliff to defend.
Makes sense. Okay, so all the factories, are just going to go towards the south side there. Ooh, nice running shot on that probe to pick off XuanXuan's scouting SCV before it sees the Nexus. Still, though, he's got to feel pretty... Wow, is XuanXuan actually just the dirtiest Terran of all time?
Yeah, 2-fact plus hiding the Marines. That's because, you know, now the Protoss player, so QiaoGege will go, okay, I see 3 Marines. Nothing out of the ordinary. Everything okay. But 2 or 3 even additional ones are hidden. He will,
And he's
even,
almost
oh,
baiting this this Dragoon to keep fighting and burn the shields off with just the 3 Marines. You know,
that's not good
man.
for the Terran player. That's not good for the Terran player.
Oh, he cancels the bunker even.
Yeah, because he killed the gun, so he can cancel. But that's very good for the Terran player, for XuanXuan. Because now, QiaoGege, oh my god, dark drop. No, it's, I don't know, because if you want to play a DT drop, you start with a Citadel. He started with a Robo and follow up with a Citadel. What's going on here?
I don't know, actually. I thought because QiaoGege scouted in with the Dragoon and saw no command center that he might assume this was 2-fact.
But I
know.
think that, yeah, he's suspecting something, because look, he's keeping his guns on the cliff, not sending probes, so he anticipates some kind of shenanigans. Something strange is going on.
And yeah, definitely shenanigans are afoot here.
What the hell? We've got a Robo facility and a Templar's Archive. Reaver and Dark Templars?
It's clearly a Reaver DT timing. I'm joking, by the way. It's not a thing, but
I did it a couple of times.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe
I did it. The challenge is when you okay, but I'll tell the story after the game. But now, huge amount of damage has been dealt, but look still at the probe SCV count. Oh, and we've got even Siege.
He went Siege? Oh my gosh, what is this? If he gets a mine on that high ground, yeah, he can see up the ramp with the Siege tanks too.
Yeah. Now the only saver is DT. Oh, we've got a Reaver.
Yeah, Reaver can do this, but I mean, he needs to unload a Zealot or something to take the first tank shot. And there's actually turrets being built even from XuanXuan at the natural. Look at this, the siege tanks on the low ground, able to hit the Vespian Geyser.
On this map, I think that the lower tank can even reach the Nexus.
Oh, I see. Ooh, big DT swipe, killing off 2 of those tanks. I think that QiaoGege will hold, but not before some really significant damage has been dealt.
Crazy.
Yeah, how often do you see the assimilator get killed in the main, the TVP? Almost never. Assimilator is 1, right? How often do you see both DTs and... Oh, what a perfect pickup. Wow. He saved the DT, amazing. But how often do you see Dark Templars and Reavers off of one expansion that has been killed? No, you don't see it too often. Yeah, never. I really can't think of the last time I saw something like this. This is crazy. Well, it looks like QiaoGege trying to stabilize. Worker count is now in favor of the Terran. Ooh! The Reaver can't even shoot because there's just too many mines to be dropped.
No. The Protoss player is trying to detonate the mines without dealing the damage to the Reaver or Dark Templar. So you can drop it on the mine and pick it up, the mine explodes and no damage is dealt. Yeah, so it's a little bit tricky, but still possible. Ooh, nice.
Nice Scarab. Does end up picking off those 3 vultures, but not before another one runs in to lay even more mines. Still no observer on the field yet here. for QiaoGege, and the Vulture is just going to continue to pick off more and more workers here. Even another shuttle or turret being built here from XuanXuan. I think XuanXuan doesn't realize it, but he should just back up and he could just expand and continue playing a game. Ooh. Very close.
Perfect. Beautiful targeting, because usually when you would not target, the Vulture would be third
That's
factory.
a third factory. Is that a thing? Yeah.
Wouldn't say that it's a thing. But clearly our Terran player wants to finish the game very soon. But in the same time, it's
ooh. Huge detonation goes down. Still, the probe control has been excellent. Just really staying on top of these. Oh, a tank walked into the main. I just noticed that. Oh, man. More and more probes starting to fall here. The worker count continues to get larger and larger here for the Terran player. DT not quite enough to take out the last remaining Vulture. There's another tank in the main. Look at how much gas XuanXuan's stacking too. He has almost 1,000 gas off one base. That's crazy.
This is one of the dirtiest Terran players I saw.
Yeah, this has to be one of the dirtiest Terran players of all time here. There's still more mines going down the main mineral line.
But still, really good execution. Really good.
Yeah, he's making it look easy, but this is not easy to do.
No, it's not easy. Look how perfectly it was the river placed. And he defended! Oh my god.
He defended. Somehow, some way. He's blocked the ramp now with a couple of
4 factories. What's going on
we're
in
being
this game?
trolled here. We're clearly being trolled.
4 factories.
You can't go 4 factory. Wow.
Crazy. I call it crazy.
This is impressive. Yeah, crazy Zerg has been a thing for years. This is crazy Terran.
Look how he's searching for the mines.
Oh, and he still killed a probe. That was so far away. That's crazy. Oh no. Oh man, if you're QiaoGege, with how these last 2 games have gone, I mean, this is maybe where you consider just like uninstalling the game, you know? Like he's probably
but seriously, due to the fact that XuanXuan put so much pressure and didn't expand, this is still something that can go differently. But now I'm looking at the game state and thinking, okay, I think it's close to the finish. Oh, a nice pickup.
I think you're right. Oh no, Reaver goes down to those mines. GG is called there from QiaoGege, and maybe the most rage-baited series I've witnessed in many years comes to an end. Oh my gosh, XuanXuan.
Easy. Seriously, how often do you see? On one hand, you've got like 4 factories without an expansion. On the other hand, you've got Reavers and Dark Templars from the main de facto, right? That's